I was just listening to a story on NPR in Malawi. 13-year-old girls are carrying around infant children that they've born.
National Weather Service in Burlington has issued a winter storm warning for heavy snow and mixed precipitation, which is in effect from 5 p.m. Tuesday to 7 a.m. Thursday.
Wonderful.
The winter storm
Perfect for Thanksgiving driving.
Northern Adirondacks and St. Lawrence Valley of New York. Hazard types: snow, sleet, freezing rain, accumulations, snow accumulation of 6 to 12 inches of snow. Light accumulations of sleet and ice also possible. Maximum snowfall rate up to 1 inch per hour. Mainly Wednesday night.
1 inch.
Timing: light snow will begin to fall Tuesday evening, changing over to a mix of snow, sleet, or rain by Wednesday morning with light to moderate accumulations possible. Early Wednesday afternoon is colder and returns to the area. Precipitation will change back to all snow with chances of accumulating snow continuing Wednesday night. Impacts: hazardous travel conditions can be expected. Winds northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts up to 35 miles per hour.
Oh, blowing snow, blowing sleet.
In the lower to mid-30s. Lows in the lower 20s. Visibilities down to a half a mile at times and heavier snowfall. A winter storm warning means significant amounts of snow, sleet, and ice are expected or occurring. Strong winds are also possible. This will make travel very hazardous or impossible. Please stay tuned to NOAA Weather Radio, your local media.
NOAA.
Go to www.weather.gov/Burlington for further updates on this weather situation.
That used to be done by a human being before they went to computerized. You can feel the cold air blowing in from these windows. These maiden-landed Beach, Florida windows. Oh, these poor teenage children having babies. Instead of taking care of their little brothers, they're taking care of their children at 12 and 13 years old. So, I was going to show you what I'm doing here before the emergency weather report came on. My friend in Texas was telling me it's sleeting there. After I cut the baseboard moldings, I have to pop out the piece of wood because it gets jammed in the back. This is what I've been doing. Lying here on my side, just like this. Here. Want to be a landlord or a contractor and get rich? This is how you do it. Yep. I take the vacuum and I vacuum out the debris. Lying on my side, so I gotta reach. There's one of the shards. Malawi. Where the heck is Malawi? Why are they having 12-year-old girls having so-called marriages with older men? Now, I can lay my piece of LVT, luxury vinyl tile, into place. I'll balance it on the hose. Now I peel back the protective tape, plus I put some masking tape on because I was sawing and didn't want the tape to get destroyed. Pull it back to match the size of the flooring, which is right over there. And double check for debris. So the floor tile sits well. And I push it. Can you see what I'm doing here? Yeah. Push this underneath the baseboard instead of cutting the tile. I cut the baseboard. Make a heck of a mess. I should have cleaned off the back of the tile before I stuck underneath if there's debris floating around in the air. Try this again. lift it back up and I try to pull it through close, and when I push it down, not to have a gap, push it down, it pushes against the piece beside it. Nice and tight, because if you don't make them up real tight, you can see between. Look here, I can see in between the pieces of wood. I can see the tape reflecting back at me, the gluey tape. Yep. Gotta get a tight fit. Just like that. See the gap? But I can't push it because it's under the hole. It's a less than perfect world. I heard so many conspiracy theory books being reviewed on WAMC, one of my favorite stations. And the last one they reviewed was a guy and his son that specialized in laser angles of shots and laser forensics. And they came to the conclusion that Oswald did it. After hearing all these conspiracy theories, LBJ, all the people that died under mysterious circumstances. Didn't get that quite right. That one should be there. Cut that piece too short. And lines aren't going to line up all the way down. So they line up here. All my lines line up. It's time for a break. Just nibble on something. Look at that gap. It's a big gap compared to that one. I'm crawling along with this floor. Extra slow. I just made a nasty, funny joke. A friend of mine just called Rob Ford the fattest crackhead he ever met. So I said that, just wonder what a foot of thread would do. Sew his mouth shut. Yep, Rob Ford. It's funny how Chris Christie is a fat mayor of, governor rather, of New Jersey. And he's so well liked. And Rob Ford is a fat mayor of Toronto. And he's such a friggin' crackhead. Just think he didn't even invite me to smoke some crack. I was in the grocery store yesterday with Mrs. CW getting our Thanksgiving fixings, and they had a sampler pack of beer. It seemed so tasty. All the fancy colored bottles and the box. And uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Just made my first video of the day, actually my 10th video of the day. Just finishing the hardest part here, going around the corner. Oh, you got me a sandwich. Oh, it's a battery. All right, getting back to work. So I trimmed the piece, and now I'll set it in place. Once I get my tripod organized. Come on. There we go. I know, I got the radio blaring in the background. Yeah. Oops, left a little gap there, which they're recommending an 1/8 of an inch gap anyways, which is that much in millimeters. Spark plug gap. Bumpy floor here from the bulge in the concrete. There's where I was doing your calculations, Mr. John on the channel. Figuring out your rents. Multiplied by 12, multiplied by Grand Rapids 6 times is the multipliers. Worth. Oops. Worth, I don't know, 110,000. Not worth it. $55,000 a door. Rent sound kind of high. Just some talk I'm having with a friend of mine from Michigan, Grand Rapids. There. Now I can go flying down, get this job done. It's taken me all day just to do the edge of the hallway. I'm the world's slowest floor tiler. No problem, I don't get paid anyways.